Okay, we will be having a test tomorrow, and I will be making up a study guide with you, but let's talk first of all. If you get out page 25 and 26 that you did on Friday, and I told you to put a star by proof A, which is about run-on sentences, and also right B, which is about run-on sentences. We learned two ways to correct a run-on sentence. The first way was to make two sentences out of it. So you find the end of the first sentence, put in the punctuation, and capitalize the very next word, right? Then we learned you also could connect them by using a comma and a connecting word, or conjunction is what they call that word. Those little words are and, but, and or. And they will tell you what word to use. You don't have to come up with it on your own. Like we usually on the board, I would make you figure out what word would be the best word. All right? So those are the first two sections that will be on your test, is correcting run-on sentences. The third section on your test is about nouns. And so that's what we're going to look at now today. On the board, I have some sentences, and we are going to find the nouns in these sentences. So stop looking at your paper. This has nothing to do with your paper. Look at the board, please. All right. First sentence says, Dad mended the broken board on the fence. All right. So what is the first noun in that sentence? What is a noun, by the way? Yeah. Let's look at the chart one last time before the test. A noun is the name of a person, place, or thing. So what is the first person, place, or thing you see in that sentence? Everybody. Dad. So you would circle Dad. Give me another person, place, or thing. Zeke.
Board.
Board. Board is a thing. And then another one. Jonathan. Fence. Alright, and that is all in that sentence. That's all the persons, places, or things in that sentence. Alright, let's read the second sentence. Josh, Matt, Andrew spent the day. I forgot the word and. It's supposed to say Josh, Matt, and Andrew. My bad. I'm not going to fix it now. Josh, Matt, and Andrew spent the day riding rides at the fair. So, what are the nouns? Oh, give me one. Josh. Josh is a person. Olivia.
Matt.
Matt is a person. Eric. Josh, Matt, and Andrew spent the day riding rides at the fair. Andrew. Andrew is also a person. Brennan. Josh, Matt, and Andrew spent the day riding rides at the fair. Rides. Rides is a thing. Rides at the fair.
Down.
Say it again.
Down.
The word fair. Fair is a place. Right?
There's another one.
There's one more. Yep, there is one more. Obviously, Jonathan knows it because he says there's one more. The rest of you should know it. But Jonathan, what is it?
Day is a thing.
Yes, because I told you all those time words, second, minute, hour, day, week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, March, April, May, all the months, all the time words are nouns. They are a real thing, okay? Counting off the times.
Oh no.
Alright, now, I do believe that you have, on page 27, you have a section, you're gonna skip all the way to the bottom, and that's what you're doing in that last section. So guess what? You get to make one more star. So put a star at the bottom, no, page 27, think C, that's what you're going to be doing, is circling all the nouns. So put one more star. This section is awesome. With your red colored pencil or red pen, please. With your red colored pencil or red pen, please. So I wanted to pop. Some of you, I kept overlooking your stars because you did them with regular pencil and they did not show up too well. So this is the last section that will be on the test. All right, now, let's read that first sentence together. Clara loves to visit Grandma. What are the nouns? won't be a paragraph. It will be just numbered sentences. 1, 2, 3. So you'll just do one sentence at a time. Sometimes that makes it even easier.
You want us to do it?
No, I do not want you to do this with red pen. I want you to do it with pencil. You were supposed to put a star with a red pen. That's all. Now you're done with the red pen. Now let's do pencil again. All right. Next sentence says, the house is such a fun place.
House. Place.
House and place. Remember, a noun is the name of a person, place, or thing. So the word place is a place, isn't it? So now, house and place. Very good. There is a hutch in the back field. Hutch.
And field.
Field. Hutch and field. It does not matter which field. Back field, front field, side field,
Right field.
east field, west field. It doesn't matter. Just field, okay? So, hutch and field. 2 rabbits live in the hutch.
Two.
Not 2. 2 in this case, unless you're actually talking about the number 2 in math, like you say 2 plus 2 equals 4.
They are talking about two.
I know, but that's an adjective describing how many.
Oh.
Adjective. Spelling word. Adjective describing how many. Okay? So rabbits and hutch. Clara saw 5 small kittens in the shed. Clara. Kittens.
Shed.
Just Clara, kittens, and shed. I think I heard somebody say something else. I'm not sure what you were saying, but that one is not a noun. All right? Once Grandma kept a cow behind the house. Grandma. Cow and house. Very good. Grandma, cow, and house. Grandma gave Clara milk from the cow.
Grandma. Cow.
Slow down, Jonathan. Grandma, Clara, milk, cow. Is everybody understanding? These are persons, these are places, and these are things. Grandma makes the yummiest rolls and cookies. Grandma. Somebody skipped one. Rolls. Don't forget about those rolls. And cookies. Grandma rolls cookies. Grandma reads stories before Clara goes to bed at night. Okay, can we go in order, please? So we're going to start with Grandma, then stories, then Clara, then bed, night.
Night is a thing.
Clara crawls under the warm blankets and listens to Grandma.
Clara.
Blankets, Grandma, just Grandma. Clara, blankets, and Grandma. Very good. Grandma loves Clara, and Clara loves Grandma. Yeah, very good. Grandma, Clara, Clara, Grandma. And we are done. So that's pretty easy, right? So that is the next section on your test. Identify nouns and sentences. So they will give you sentences and you will just circle all the nouns in those sentences. Alright. And then the next section on your test tomorrow will be to divide subject and predicate. That was on the paper you did on Friday. Okay, that was on the back of page 26, correct? Nope, that was the commas. It was on the front. It was in Think C. Think C, dividing the sentences between the subject and the predicate. Did you have to underline the subject once? No, and I don't want to see you guys doing it. And did you capitalize the word after you divided it? No. This is about taking one sentence and just dividing it into 2 parts. It has 2 parts. All sentences have a subject and a predicate. It's not about dividing it and capitalizing anything. That's what you do when you have a run-on sentence. These are not run-on sentences. This is just finding the subject and the predicate. So that is the next section on the test. All right, then the next section on the test is about the commas. That is on the back of page 20, on the back of the page we did the other day, 26. The top of 26 where you're putting in the commas. Okay? So those are all the things that will be on the test. Okay? Now, we are gonna learn something new today, but at the same time, it's not going to be on the test. Alright, let's review before. So when you insert the comma or insert the ending punctuation, eyes up here please, because some of you still are not learning this. If you're inserting a comma, you need to do this, correct? Alright, so when you do run-on sentences, you would need to insert the punctuation and capitalize the next word, or you would insert a comma. Actually, you wouldn't have to insert a comma because you're rewriting the sentence, right? When you rewrite the sentence like you did on that paper, you don't have to insert, do you? You just put the comma. But if you are fixing it, like you would on the back when you're doing for yes or no, when you're doing it for yes or no or direct address, then you need to make sure. All right, let's look at the comma rules. All right, so the first one is for the run-on sentence. Read it with me. Use a comma and a conjunction to correct the run-on sentence. That is the second way you will be doing it. The first way is to make two sentences out of it by putting in the ending punctuation and capitalize the next word. Then use a comma after yes or no at the beginning of a sentence, and use a comma before and after the name of the person you are speaking to in a sentence. And remember, no matter what, commas always go this direction. So insert, and it's going that way, whether it's in front of the word, or after the word, or in front and after the word, commas always go this direction. You don't go like this because it's in front and like this because it's behind. I never taught you that, so I don't know why some of you are doing that. That is wrong. Commas always face the same direction. All right, now let's look at a new rule about making words plural. What did we learn was the most common way to make a word plural? Adam?
If there's S on X, Z,
Okay, no, I said the most common way. You're trying to give me another rule for some words. Some words do what you're fixing to say. I need you to give me the most common way to make a word plural.
just add S.
Just add S. Most common way is just add S. The one you're trying to say is this one.
Yes.
CH. By the way, it says right there, add S to the end of most nouns. That's the most common one. But we learned CH, SH, SX, and V, add ES. So words ending in CH, SH, SX, or Z, add ES. Now, we're going to skip this one today for some reason. I don't know why they're going out of order. We're going down here to the Y. A Y preceded by a consonant, you're going to change the Y to an I and add ES. A Y preceded by a vowel, you're going to add S. That's it. So you need to think about words ending in Y. How many of you know what precede means? It means it comes before it. And I will show you that when we do these words on the board. You just have to be paying attention. So you look before the Y. Adam, I need your attention up here. You need to look before the Y, see what's in front of the Y. If it's a consonant, you're going to change the Y to an I and add ES. If it's a vowel, you're just going to add S. Now, you guys know what the vowels are? Raise your hand if you do not know what the vowels are. So what are the vowels?
A, E, I, O, U. Sometimes
Yeah.
Y.
But we are talking about Y. So are you going to have a Y?
No.
So you're never going to have a Y in front of a Y. So we're just talking about your basic vowels. A, E, I, O, and U. Eyes up here, please. Eyes up here, please. Put your pencils down. All right, what is this first word? Firefly. Firefly. So, what is in front of that Y? L. Is L a vowel or a consonant?
Consonant.
So, since it's a consonant, it tells us to change the Y to an I and add ES. So, we're going to get rid of that Y, change it to an I, and add ES. All right, what's the next word?
Puppy.
Puppy. What's in front of the Y?
P.
Which is a?
Consonant.
So we are going to change the Y is a vowel. Just add S. And I laid it down upside down and confused myself. So if it's a vowel in front of the Y, you just add S. Alright, so we would just add S. Alright, what's the next word? Trolley. What's in front of the Y? E. What are we gonna do? Just add S. I want you to actually say, just add S. Okay, guys? What's the next word? Candy. What's in front of the Y? D is a
Consonant.
So you're going to
Change the Y
change the Y to an I and add ES. You have to say it the right way. What's the next word? Boy. What's in front of the Y? O, which is a vowel. What do we do? Just add S. What's the next word?
Monday.
What's in front of the Y?
A.
Which is a So what are we going to do?
Just add S.
What's the next word?
Party.
What's in front of the Y?
T.
Jonathan, eyes here. What are you going to do?
Change the Y into an I and add ES.
Because T is a consonant. What's the next word? Donkey. What's in front of the Y?
E.
Which is a
Vowel.
What does that tell us to do?
Just add S.
Just add S. What's the next word?
Story.
Story. What's in front of the Y?
R.
Can you see story? Yes, you can. Okay. So what are we going to do?
Changing the Y into an I and add ES.
Because R is a consonant. What is this?
Spy.
Spy. What's in front of the Y?
P.
What does that tell us to do?
Changing the Y to an I and add ES.
I have some people that get confused. They think it's a short word, so they have to always change the Y to an I and add ES. But that's not the rule, is it? Did they say if the word is short? No, they say what's in front of it. Consonant, change the Y to an I and add ES. A vowel, just add S. So what about this one?
Boy.
What's in front of it?
Oh.
What are we going to do?
Just add
Just add S. Alright, now these are reviewing what we already learned. CH, say the rule with me. CH, add
ES.
Now, not all of them are that rule. So you need to tell me ES, just S. What's the first word? What is the word, guys? What are we going to do? Because of the What's the next word? Can you please say the word first so I can ask you to? Shape. What are we going to do? Just add an S because there's no CH, SH, SX, or D. I need you to pay attention. Next word. What are we going to do? Yes, because of the CH. Next word. What do we do? Because of the S. Very good. Next word. I just realized the camera can't see all the way down there. Let me move the camera. All right. Box. Why? Why are we adding EX? Then why are we adding EX? But why are we adding ES? Because of the S. Next word. What are we going to do? Add ES because of the S. Next word. Comb. What are we going to do? You're confused. Somebody's saying add ES. What rule says add ES? CH, SH, SX, or D. Does that follow any of those rules?
No.
So what do we need to do then?
Just add S.
Yes, just add S. We're not making up the rules, guys. Lake. Why? Yeah, it doesn't have to
If
be
you add an
CH,
ES, it would be
SH,
like
SX, or D. Next word.
Porch.
What do we do?
Yeah.
Yes, because of the
CH.
porches. words that we're learning how to make is not on the test. So let's look at our paper. You do need to look at your paper, and we're going to do this on your paper. So the first one is puppy. What's in front of the Y? So that's a consonant. We actually have that one on the board. So we change the Y to an I and add ES. So go ahead and make sure. Make sure you're changing the Y to an I. I had some people in the past that would get confused. They'd have the Y and then they'd have an I too. No, you change the Y to an I and then add ES. All right, the next one is donkey. What do we do? Just add S. I also had that one on the board. Because there's a vowel in front of that Y. Okay, you need to get busy right now. I don't know why you're putting stuff in your desk. I never told you to put anything in your desk. What's the next word? Family. What's in front of the Y on family? L. So L is a consonant. So we are going to change the Y to an I and add ES. So go ahead and write the word family until you get to that Y, and then don't write the Y, write an I and add ES. All right, then the next word is berry. What's in front of the Y? R, which is a consonant. So you are going to change the Y to an I and add ES. All right, then we have the word lady. What's in front of lady? D. D is a consonant. So what does it tell us to do? Change the Y to an I and add ES. Very good. All right, and the last word there is ray. What's in front of the Y? A. Which is a vowel. So what is that telling us to do? Add S. Yes, just add S. Very good. All right, next section. Next section, it says, in the sentences, complete each sentence by writing the plural form of the noun in parentheses. I went to party last week. So party, how are we going to do it?
Change the Y to an I and add ES.
How do you know?
Because of the T.
Yes, there's a consonant in front of that Y. So you're going to write the word party, but when you get to the Y, you need to change the Y to an I and add ES. All right, next we have last night, Samantha helped Grandma with the dish, but we need to make it plural. What's the rule there?
Yes.
Because CH, SH, S, X, or Z, add ES. We can make it almost be a cheer, can't we? You didn't even finish writing the word dish, buddy. You gotta write the word dish first. Then add the ES. After we packed blueberry, Mom made a pie. After we picked blueberry. Make blueberry plural. How? No.
Because of
It ends in a Y. What's in front of the Y? Consonant. So you're going to change the Y to an I and add ES. You don't want to just say ES. You're going to have somebody that literally will spell blueberry and add an ES to it. You're not going to change the Y to an I. You have to say the whole rule. People are listening to what you say. And if you just say ES, that's what they're going to do. You got to say it right. Change the Y to an I and add ES. Can you help me find my key? Asked Mrs. King. What's the rule for that one? Just add S. Why?
because of the E.
What's in front of the E? A vowel. Thank you. There's a vowel, so we're just going to add S. All right? Andrew and Stephen washed the window at church.
Window.
Just add S. Because does it follow the rules CH, SH, S, X, or Z?
No.
Does it end in a Y?
No.
So most of the time, you're just going to add S. This would be one of those words. Just add S. Irene carried 2 trays of cookies to the table. Tray. How are we going to make it plural? Just add S. Why? Because what's in front of the Y? A vowel. All right, turn your paper over. All right, you're going to write the plural form of each of these words, and then you get to find them in the bottom. All right, I just want you to do this on your own. And then this paper and page 25, 26, we're going to put them all in your language folder so you can use those sections that we starred to help you study for the test. Oh, that was that one down here. So you should have you should have starred 5 different sections on pages 25, 26, and 27. All right, so that's 5 different things to study, but we're going to make the study guide now. So everybody, get your notebook paper, and you're going to write study language. And test. And the test is on September 22nd. That's tomorrow. Maybe you should put Tuesday above it. You know, it's Tuesday, September 22nd. All right, so number 1, we're going to write run-on sentence. All right, in your language book, you can look on page 199 to find the 2 ways to correct run-on sentences. But you also can look on page, what was the page that had that on it? I'm going to actually give you those pages. It was 25, and you need to say proof A and write B. Those are pages you could use to study for run-on sentence. All right, so there's 2 ways, proof A way and write B way. Those are the 2 ways to fix run-on sentences. You've already done them. We did them together, so you should have them right if you were listening. Correct? All right. Next thing that we're going to put is nouns. Nouns is the name of a person, place, or thing. The definition for nouns, let me give you a page number for that. Remember these are in the back of your workbook, the glossary? Raise your hand if you remember that. Okay, in the back of our book we had a glossary. And that is on page 197. Alright, but for studying purposes, the nouns were on today's paper, right? Page 27, think C. So underneath that, I want you to put page 27, think C. Whoops, I forgot my pen. Think C. That is what you're going to have to do on the test. What's in that section? The only difference is that it will not be like a paragraph. It will just be numbered sentences. Numbered sentences, and you'll read them and circle all the nouns. Alright? And then the next section is subject predicate. So you're drawing a line between the subject and the predicate. So I'm going to write subject and predicate like this. And in the back of your book, 198 and 199 is where you can find the definitions for subject and predicate. 198 and 199. Predicate is actually first because it's in alphabetical order. So P comes before S, so they give you the definition for predicate. It says the predicate part of the sentence tells something about the subject. So in other words, it's telling what they're doing, right? And the subject of the sentence tells who or what the sentence is about. Okay? And I will give you the page on your paper that we did that on. That was on page 25, and it was called Think See, right? So underneath that, write page 25, Think See. That's what you need to look at so that you know what you're doing. Page 25, Think See. And then the last one, you guys can keep writing below there. I'm gonna write it up here, okay? Because I'm getting too low there. So number 4 is commas. All right? And the comma rules are on page 198. And you just need rule 1, 2, and 3 on that page. All right, the rule 1 says use a comma and a conjunction to correct a run-on sentence. And then rule 2 says use a comma after yes or no at the beginning of a sentence. And rule 3 says use a comma before and after the name of the person you are speaking to in a sentence. Use only one comma if the name comes at the beginning or at the end of the sentence. We already learned that, right? You guys understand that? All right, and then the page on your page that had that on it was on the back, page 26. Oh, you did not put your insert marks. You've got to put that. I told you to put that. You did not put it. You need that insert mark. You need to fix that. Page 26, and it is proof A. So you can use page 26, proof A, to study the comma rules. And if you go through and you see that you put commas, but you did not do that insert mark, you better fix it, because you need to practice that, because if you forget it on the test, you will lose a point every single time you don't use that insert mark to insert the missing punctuation or commas. All right, and that's it. That's all that's on this test. Okay?
That's not that long.
No, it's not. And those things on there are just very, very similar to what's on the test.
I'm glad because I usually get lost.
If you finish writing that, you go ahead and start the back of that paper where you are making plural words, and then you're going to find them. You have to write them plural first on the lines before you start finding them in the bottom.